So it finally happened. Something clicked with the Digitakt II. For the first time ever, I got into a proper creative flow with this machine. So this video is all about that breakthrough and what led to it. Let me just do a brief recap of my earlier struggles with this unit. And the first most obvious issue for me is the lack of polyphony. I almost always start a song with like a chord progression, a melody, and that's not really possible with the Digitakt. Of course, you can sample a chord or download chord samples, but that's not the same. I want to be able to play them. The other big issue for me was the presets, the stock sample library. I just think they sound really boring and they don't spark any creativity. When combined with other gear, the Digitakt is awesome. But in standalone, it's not. At least not for me. I've had multiple times when I sit down with it and trying to make music and get nothing out of it. So yes, I have been struggling with the Digitakt for a long time now. But yesterday, I had a breakthrough. So let me show you the jam. I started with this sample here. It's a soul sample. So what I did was, of course, to use the new slice machine. So we have this sample here and we just press function and source, go down to slice. And when you are here, you can just press yes, create slice grid. For this jam, I just used the default settings here, no transient detection, just 16 slices, and just press enter. And then we got this, you can like jump between them like this. You can zoom in, and you can change the position, and of course you can change how much you want of the slice. So what I did was to just play around here with different length of the slices, and then when I was ready, I just went into the chromatic keyboard and started like testing things. And eventually I got to this point. I thought, yeah, this is a nice groove. You can get the feeling from the original sample, but it's still its own thing now. And for this sample, I did exactly the same thing, just went into the slice machine and then create slice grid, went with the default. And I just started to like test things here. And eventually I got this. And also another section of the song, I just used these create random locks. I kept the trigs where they were, and I just did a create random locks, and I got a completely different melody. Yeah, on its own it sounds a bit strange, but in the whole context it's good. And I have made some manual adjustments for each trigs. You can change the slice. And as you can see, I have some effects also on some of the trigs, some delay here, for example, to get some more nice flowing feeling. So now we got this. And then I use this last sample, this one, and add some like small melody part in the end of the pattern. So it sounds like this. So now we have a groove that I really liked, and then I added some drums. And then I also added, so let's listen, this sound to get some more effect when the pattern switch over. So this is just a part of another sample that I added later. And you get these echo reverb things that I used. And I have to say, the drums is just a sample. I haven't made like any manipulation to them except for some overdrive and some bit reductions and stuff to make them more crunchy. But my plan is to make similar drums to this. I like to have acoustic drums combined with some electronic music and in this time voices and some samples. I like that dynamic. So that's the feeling I want from the drums. That's my plan for the whole song, to fix the drums, because now they're just a sample from Splice. And I think that's fine when you just jam, because the drum part can be time-consuming to do. So I rather wait with that and just use like a companion sample, so I have something to work with and I have the groove. But I want the drums to be even more following the melody and what it does. So that's my plan. So the thing with this jam is that I had so much fun. And honestly, I have never had this much fun with the Digitakt before. So it was truly a breakthrough. And I think I have to like accept that this is the way I need to work with the Digitakt. I can't use it like any other groove box where I play melodies with synths. That's not how you use the Digitakt. And I have so many boxes that can do just that, like the Deluge, the OPXY, the Digitone, the Ableton Move. All these can do that. So the Digitakt is a sampler and I need to use it like that. But as you may know, I have struggled with samplers. It's the same thing for the Octatrack. And I know I could made the exact same beat on the Octatrack, but I think like the workflow in the Digitakt is a lot simpler. I prefer this. I would say that this new firmware really opened things up for me, because the slice mode before the grid mode was just a bit limiting. It's of course a big improvement to be able to change exactly where you want the slice to start and end. So it's much more flexible now. So you can definitely say that this was the moment I've been waiting for with the Digitakt. So if you have struggled with the Digitakt or had your own breakthrough moments, I genuinely love to hear your experience with the Digitakt, the ups, the downs, the turning points. So if you have been through something similar, let me know in the comments. So that's all I had for today. I hope you liked it and thanks for hanging out and see you in the next one. Bye.